So, let's go. Who's hungry? Are you guys hungry? Hello friends, and welcome to the start of my Smutathon. That was very bright vlog. On the grass and on the rooftops, and that means probably in my car. I'm gonna start off my morning as I do every morning. I'm gonna feed my cats, I'm gonna feed myself, and I'm gonna clean up Tony's mess, because that's what I do every single morning. But let's feed the cats first so that Libby's not yelling at me the whole time. Yes! I know you want it, okay? Oh my god, she's like crawling up the counter. Ever since Rufus came back, we have to give them these immunity vitamins to kind of help him fight off his virus and help them stay healthy. Maisie's also a little sick, but we give them to everybody, so they won't take it. It's kind of like a treat, but they don't like it, so I have to give them wet food, which I don't like to do, because then if you can hear Libby, they turn into that. Libby, do you want this? Yeah, you do? Okay, come on. Come over here. Okay, you want this? She's like, give me the damn food. You want this? Okay, here it comes, here it comes. There you go. Seriously, you're not gonna eat that one either? He wouldn't eat the one yesterday. You eat any wet food. Why are you being so picky all of a sudden? Well, that's what you're getting. Before I jump into my Smutathon reads, I am almost so close to being done with this book I'm currently reading, and so I wanna just finish it before I jump into, what's going on with the lighting in here? Before I jump into my Smutathon reads. It is Little White Lies by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, which is one of my most anticipated books of the year. I love her natural series. I want to finish this. I'm like 89% of the way through. It's a really fast read, so I think I could definitely finish this pretty early this morning, and I can jump into my Smutathon reads. 61 degrees in my house right now. No heat in the winter has been super fun. Remember when he wouldn't eat the wet food? Well, now he's sitting here staring at me. Our cat's like this. Why are you like this? Why are you like this? I just finished my book that I was reading pre-Smutathon, which means I can pick my first Smutathon book. So let me show you guys my TBR really quickly here. I have 5 physical books, and there's a couple other books I talked about in my TBR that I would like to get to at some point this week, but I would have to get them like on my Kindle or something. I have The Duchess Deal by Tessa Dare, and I have Hate to Want You by Alicia Rai, and I have Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating by Christina Lauren. Then I have The Kiss Quotient by Helen Wong, and I have All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover. I don't know what I want to pick up first. I'm super drawn to the Christina Lauren book. Actually, I kind of want to read, I think, one of these. I kind of want to read The Duchess Deal, so I think I'm going to read this. I don't know why this one's like calling to me, but it is. You have to go to Target today. I need to get toothpaste. I need to swing by the pet store. I have to buy Libby a new collar, because I'm pretty sure the collar I have on her right now is choking her. I think it's too small, and I can't loosen it anymore because she's totally like deformed the collar. I think I'll read this for like an hour, and then it'll be like noon, and then I'll start doing my adult stuff. This is like steamy. Oh, because I finished the other book, which was actually really good, Little White Lies by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I get to mark it off of my 2018 to read grid. I'll show you, let me pull it up. It's the most anticipated books of 2018. And every time I read a book, I get to color out the cover, and then I feel super accomplished. This is what it looks like right now. I'm gonna color out this one, and then hopefully I'm reading this one right now, but it's on pause for the readathon, but hopefully I'll knock out this one, and this one during this readathon. Alrighty, it is like 2:20ish, and I just got back from running some errands. I'm making some lunch right now. I'm gonna get ready to go to work soon. If you watched my Fall Into Fantasy vlog, you know that this isn't very old. She's only had it for like 3 weeks maybe, but she's totally and completely destroyed her collar. So let me see if I can grab her. I've spent the last 5 minutes trying to catch her. She's a brat. So I guess I'm not putting this on her right now. So I'm gonna just eat my lunch. I'm having Panera at home mac and cheese. I can tell you a little bit about the book so far, because I've made actually kind of like a decent chunk in it
this morning when I was reading. I'm on page like 60, and I'm actually really enjoying it so far. It's a really easy read. Like, the guy is a typical brooding, unlikable, asshole, wounded man, physically and emotionally, which are just kind of my favorite male characters to read about in romance relationship kind of situations. And I really like the main character, Emma. She's really like spunky, very independent, very progressive for the time. I think this takes place in Regency era. So this book is about a young woman who is a seamstress, and she is hired to make a wedding gown for the Duke's bride. However, nobody shows up on the day to collect the dress or to make payment for it. And so Emma dons the dress, goes up to the Duke's manor, and demands payment for her work. Basically, the Duke is like, yeah, my engagement fell through, that's not happening, but I still need a wife. And he makes this weird proposal to Emma to marry him for convenience, just so that he can sire an heir for his fortune, manor, lands, title, etc. I'm sure that romantic feelings will develop. Guess who I finally caught? Okay, look at this thing. This is Libby's collar. Like, it doesn't even lay flat. Like, what did she do to this thing? And hopefully she doesn't ruin this one. How normal this one looks. I think this fits you way better. I do. I think it fits you way better. Look at your little belly. Look at you, you're so round. You're like a little barrel. Look at her cute little bow. You're not gonna tear this one off, right? Hello friends, I just got home from work and I have a package. Okay, do you know what this is? This is from Lulu's, my dress for my cousin's wedding. I'm not in the wedding, but I'm attending the wedding, and I didn't have like a winter dress to wear. This is almost exactly what I wanted, except I wanted like a forest green dress, and this is navy, but it's like the exact style of dress that I wanted. So yeah, it's just like a blue wrap dress. This is definitely gonna be very long on me. I'll insert a picture of it here so you guys can see it, but I'm super excited. I think it's gonna be super pretty.
It probably happens.
Can you hear my dad talking about toilets? They're trying to fix our toilet. Anybody knows Sam from Sam's Nonsense, if you follow her on Instagram, she posted about these Impress press-on manicure nails. I am terrible at painting my nails. So Sam posted these on her Instagram story, and I was like really impressed by the way that they looked. They were so cute, so I'm like, I'm gonna get them and try them. They feel so bizarre on my fingers. Like, I'm not gonna be able to function with them at this length. It's like they're super pretty, but I feel like I'm not gonna be able to function. How do people function with their nails like this? And my nails just feel like heavy, and I feel like, I think I gotta film this really, really quickly because my camera is about to die. But basically, it is, what, 10, 11? What time is it? It is 10:20. I'm getting in bed. I'm going to pick up my book to read. I haven't read any more since I talked to you guys earlier. I'm still on page like 70-ish, but I'm gonna see how much of this I can read. It seems to be pretty fast-paced for me. I did finally trim down my nails, and they're so much more functional at this length compared to the like crazy claw length, which is just not a life I can lead. It smells so good in my room. I am burning this candle from Bath & Body Works called like Hot Cocoa and Cream. I have like 4 of them because it's like the best candle ever. It smells kind of like brownies, salivating because of this candle. Oh, Tony and my dad fixed the toilet. That's amazing. So there's no more leaky toilet. My bathroom is no longer trying to flood. That was a great moment. I'm going to go plug you in now before you die. Bye. Here's my update. It is sometime after 11, before midnight. I am on page 111 of the Duchess deal, and I am going to bed because I am quite tired. I have to be up early tomorrow. And also, this has nothing to do with my reading update, but I haven't read a mass market paperback in a very, 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 very long time. And I forgot how horrendous it is to read them. They're just not designed for comfortable reading. Aside from that, I'm still really, really enjoying the Duchess deal. I quite like their enemies banter. Like, this isn't the book I'm using for the enemies to lovers challenge, but they definitely don't really like each other, especially the male protagonist, the Duke. He definitely does not like her. He doesn't like anybody. They're very awkward arranged marriage. And I can't go to bed. Hello friends, I just got home from work. I made myself some dinner, about to go eat that. And then I'm going to get started on the reading. I actually have some very, very exciting news. So I've been applying for jobs since like August. Today, a woman called me back and said I did not get to the position that I applied for, which is, you know, sad. But I got the position at a different clinic location, so that's so exciting to have a black bean, quinoa, and I think corn burrito. It looks gross on here. Some Fiesta Party salsa. Thanks to Connor from Connor. Oh. What is happening over here? You're lucky that was empty. And then chips and guac. And I'm gonna have myself a little fiesta and I'm so excited. So my coworker bought me these incredible cat ears with jingle bells on them. I kind of want to see how Rufus reacts. These are over here. The last time I wore cat ears around Rufus, he kind of started spontaneously peeing everywhere. So let's see how this goes. Hi! Are you afraid of my cat ears? No, you don't seem to care at all. Why were the ones from Halloween so terrifying that one year? You like my cat ears? I look just like you. You don't seem to care. I wonder what it was specifically about the Halloween ones that were so traumatizing. Because these ones didn't seem to bother them at all. Cats are so weird. You hungry, Libby? Come on.
6:15 plus 10 minutes of commercials gives me 6 minutes.
No, I have to stop and get gas. I said 5 minutes until we have to leave. You ready, Libby? Come on. Well, look at you, sir. Does your sister know you're in her bed? While I'm doing this, I'll tell you. So Tony and I are actually getting ready. It's 6:50. We're supposed to be leaving right now to go see Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. The new one, The Crimes of Grindelwald. Finally, I've been waiting to see this movie for weeks now. And nobody wanted to go see it with me. I told Tony I would pay for his ticket, so now he's all game. Here they go, eating away. You hungry? All right, let's go eat. I hate when you walk in front of me like that. Keep going. Keep going. I'm right here. Keep going. Libby, all the way. Keep going. Yes, I'm gonna give you food. Get ready. Oh, dear Lord. You're too much. Good morning, friends. So I thought I would give you some thoughts on both the, why is this room so freezing cold? But I thought we could talk a little bit about the book that I'm currently reading. Yesterday I got to page 162, so I read about 50 pages yesterday. I didn't read a whole lot. I'm about halfway through right now, and I would love to power through this and finish it today. Very ambitious of me, but I'm gonna see how far I can get. I'd like to finish it today so I can move on to something else tomorrow because I still have 4 other books that I wanted to get to. I don't know how people read so many books during Smutathon. Like, how do you read this book in 3 hours? It's incredible. All right, I also thought that we could talk a little bit about the Fantastic Beasts movie, Crimes of Grindelwald. So I'm probably gonna get a little spoilery, so I'm gonna put a timestamp right here on the screen for you to fast forward if you haven't seen the movie yet and don't want to be spoiled. I was really excited to finally see this movie because I had seen so many mixed reviews on it. There's been a lot of people who said it's not very good, and I know there's a lot of like consistency errors with the original Wizarding World and then trying to like develop this 1920s world in accordance to like the world that we know from Harry Potter. Definitely picked up on some of the inconsistency errors. Like at the beginning of the movie, you can see the Thestrals. Everybody else can see the Thestrals, but like you can only see them if you've seen death. So perhaps because we were surrounded by a bunch of government members and like bad guys, they had all already seen death and that's why they could see the Thestrals. But I feel like that's like a stretch just on like the CGI of the reigns and whatever, and people who have seen Harry Potter would have known they were Thestrals. Later on we see Minerva McGonagall at Hogwarts, which at first I was like, this is such a cool cameo. I love McGonagall so much. This is like, she's one of my favorite characters. This is such a cool thing to like see her in these movies. But then as I was thinking about it, I was like, I don't really think she's alive yet. And like, according to what we know of her birthday and how old she is and how long she's worked at Hogwarts, you can count back that she was born in like the late 30s and this movie takes place 10 years before that and she's like clearly in her early 20s. So how was she born like 30 years before she was born? So like, is that an error? Is that like fan service? Is there more to that? I don't really know.
I will link a video that I watched on it up here because I love the Super Carlin brothers and they talk about it, and I just feel like their theory makes the most sense. But the thing that bothered me the most was really in the movie. I was enjoying it for what it was. I was having a good time. A little annoyed with Queenie's storyline because it was all surrounded around? That sounds redundant. Her relationship with Jacob. She was so upset that they couldn't get married and be together. And like, that's her whole motivation for everything she does in this movie, is just like out of love. But it feels very juvenile for Queenie. Like, she's a better character than that. Like, I don't think she would have joined Grindelwald just because she can't marry Jacob. Like, I don't think that's a strong enough motivation for Queenie. I feel like she's a better character and she has more agency and she's just like more independent. That just implies that her only motivation is she wants to get married and have kids and not go to prison. I don't know. I felt it was a little weak. I felt that she was done a disservice in this movie. Also, like, there's the whole thing with Dumbledore in this movie is teaching Defense Against the Dark Arts when he's actually a Transfiguration professor, and we know that from the Harry Potter books. But then I wonder if he was only a Transfiguration professor after the events of this. Like, in what year did he get the Transfiguration post? They say he's not allowed to teach Defense Against the Dark Arts anymore. So maybe that's what pushed him into the Transfiguration department. Yeah, a lot of like inconsistencies and stuff. But the thing that got me the most was the ending. I was really on board until the ending. The final credits rolled. I looked at Tony. I was like, I don't like that. The reveal that Credence is actually a Dumbledore, it just makes no sense to me. You know so much about Dumbledore's relationship with his sister and his brother and how complex it is and all the intricacies and how his sister died and how it really propelled Dumbledore for like the rest of his life. Like, every other thing that he did in life was in service of his sister's death, and like the relationship with his brother and how that plays into the final book of the Harry Potter series. And like, we just know all these things about the Dumbledore siblings. So the fact that there's an unheard of Dumbledore sibling, please. Then on top of that, Credence is like way too young. The point in which he would have been born, like, would have been dead, and his dad is in prison. So I just feel like it cheapens. It's like a cheap trick. You know, like, it just doesn't feel authentic to me, and I just am not impressed. I really hope down in my soul that it's just Grindelwald trying to set up this duel between Dumbledore and Credence, because in Grindelwald's mind, you know, he can't directly fight Dumbledore because of that blood pact. Whatever. Also, they had said that there was going to be no mention or talk of like the romantic relationship between Grindelwald and Dumbledore, but I feel like it was very much established. Like, I feel like they said it without saying it. I wish they would have just said it, but I feel like it was there regardless, even if it wasn't like obviously stated, which they should have just stated it. I do feel like there was an implication that they had more relationship going on than just like best friends. Grindelwald is under the belief that the only way to defeat Dumbledore is Credence. I'm hoping that he's just using Credence in some fashion and like twisting the truth and lying to him about being a Dumbledore just so that he has a motivation to kill Dumbledore. Otherwise, he doesn't really have any true solid motivation to want to kill him. Although, again, Super Carlin Brothers made a video about it. I'll post it up here, which makes a lot of sense, and I could see that this could be something that makes, I don't know, every caveat that feels nonsensical work. Also, Lita. Why did Lita have to die? That was so anticlimactic. We had heard all of the stuff about Lita and Newt in the last movie, and we don't even really find out what happens between them in this movie, and then she dies. I do have like my issues and my gripes with the movie for sure, but overall, like, I really enjoyed it and I was having a good time. I'm just like blocking out the last few seconds of the movie. Also, I was expecting there to be a lot more about Nagini. She has no other importance in this entire movie. I am most curious, probably, how she becomes employed by Voldemort and how she becomes a Horcrux. She doesn't seem like an inherently evil person at this point, so how does she become that? I'm most interested in that piece of the storyline. A little after 9, I'm going to go read my book for a little bit, and then I have some videos to edit. I have work at 1:30, but I'm only there for like a few hours today, maybe like 3-ish. So I should be home before dinner time, so I'll have plenty of time to read today, and I'm really excited about it. I have a really busy weekend, so I can't like save all of my reading for the weekend like I typically do and try to bust out all my books in the weekend because it'll actually be very busy. Alrighty, it is now 12:30. I just finished editing my November reading wrap up, so this will be going up at some point today. I want to try to get within 100 pages of the end so that when I come home from work tonight, I only have 100 pages left to read, which would be super easy and super doable. So I'm on page 235, so I have like that much left. And I think it has 368-ish, 370-ish pages, so I have like 30 pages to read in 30 minutes. That's not gonna happen. I don't read that fast. So this is what I'm eating for dinner today. It's a new Rick Bayless Frontera dinner thingy that I've never tried before. Hopefully it's good. It smells really good. And I'm also, oh, I just made it fog up. Also watching some Super Carlin Brothers. All right, so I wanted to start reading a long time ago. It is 8:30. Oh, it's only 8:30? Okay, I forgot that I got home from work so early today. But I wanted to start reading a while ago, but I've been working on my bullet journal, so I finally did my chore tracking page. I'm working on a thumbnail for my current video that I'm about to post, which is also late. Are you guys sensing a theme? I have about 100 pages left in my book, so I'm gonna try to finish that tonight. Hopefully that actually happens, because it'd be nice to finish a book in 3 days. It doesn't often happen for me for readathons, I feel like. I am finally sitting down to read, and it's like 9 o'clock. Not quite as early as I planned, that's for sure. Sir, why are you in my bag?
I'm going to Subway.
You in Subway?
You want something?
I just bought soup. Oh my God, how the heck did she tie this thing?
I don't know what this lady did to this. Ah, there we go.
Oh my gosh, I know why this is in that bag. There's a donut in there. I'm going to eat my soup here. It's a chicken dumpling soup, which is like one of my favorite soups in the whole wide world. And then I'm going to finish the Duchess deal because I have like 20 pages. And I tried so hard to finish it last night, but I was struggling. I could not keep my eyes open, and I really tried. I don't know what I'm gonna read next. Well, let's finish watching Lala's video. I didn't finish her check-in. Good Lord. I didn't finish her check-in video that I started yesterday. I finished the Duchess deal a while ago, so I can finally tell you my thoughts, and it's my first book done on day 4. It's definitely not like a new favorite book of mine or anything, but I did have a really good time reading it, and I really enjoyed the romance. I thought it was some really good, like, sexy Regency historical fiction era romance. Like, they're wearing ball gowns and aristocrat-y feeling. They have some fantastic banter between the two main characters, and I really liked like the slow burn development of their romance. Their chemistry together was really good, so I actually really quite enjoyed this. I think I'm gonna give it like a 3.75 out of 5 stars because I think I'm going to continue with this series. I think it will probably be a 4-book series. There are 2 out right now, and then 1 comes out next year, and I feel like it'll be 4 because based on who the other characters are, the next 2 books, there should be 1 more book about 1 more character. So yeah, I actually really enjoyed that. Did the other 3 books I have from the library. I just did an arranged fake romance. So I don't know if I want to do another one. This one seems kind of long. Okay, no, it's only 314 pages. It's actually shorter, but the book's actually larger too. This one is about a woman with Asperger's who hires a male escort to teach her how to be more socially inclined, you know, the ways of the social world, the ways of dating. This is a hate to love romance about these 2 people who would have 1 night together every year, but then one night the girl doesn't show up and then they never see each other again, and then several years down the line, they meet. I really want to read another mass market paperback because it's just not a really enjoyable experience. I'm kind of leaning towards Josh and Hazel's because this is actually on my list of most anticipated books to read for the year. So if I read this, I get to cross off a book on my list. I'm gonna go with this one, which is about 2 people who met in college. They were friends in college. The girl had a huge crush on the guy, but there was never anything that came of it. And then years later, they set each other up on lots of blind dates. However, they always end up going home with each other and not with their dates. So I think I'm going to pick this one next. Can you hear them screaming at the video game? Right now it is almost 5 p.m. I am heading to mi madre's house for dinner. I did read quite a bit of Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating. I think I'm like on page 60. So not bad, not bad. I brought it with me. Hopefully I can do more reading at her house. Sometimes the reading is successful, sometimes it's not. We shall see. I do have to say that I quite like Hazel. She is a hot mess. Like, I kind of totally relate to you, Hazel. Like, you and I, we understand each other a little bit. My hair needs some serious help. I just got here and I was like banging on the front door for like a long time and nobody was answering, which is very unusual. So I let myself, and I'm gonna try to carry my food and not drop it on the floor. I just got off the phone with her and she's getting her hair done. She just started, which means I'm gonna be home by myself for like 3 hours. Cool, I came over here to hang out with her and she's not even here. Looks like she made a delicious crock pot stew today. So I'm just gonna hang out by myself for a while. Felix. Are you kidding me? So I'm just gonna go upstairs to, you guessed it, my favorite couch and read on my book until she comes back, finish eating, so that task is done. I just love this couch, it's just so cozy. Oh my God. So I just finished Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating by Christina Lauren. This was so freaking good. I cannot believe how fast I read this. 5 out of 5 stars. I loved this. I loved this. I love them. It's all perfect. I'll tell you more about it later, but it's really late and I need to go take a shower so I can go home. I am here way longer than I should be. As you can tell, I am now back at home. I told you I'd give you some thoughts on Josh and Hazel, so that's what I'm here to do. Elated by how much I enjoyed this book and how much Christina Lauren continues to impress me and continues to be one of my favorite authors. I was a little worried going into this book because both Lainey and Riley have already read this book, and Lainey and I kind of have similar tastes in romance books, and I was like, oh no, she didn't like the ending. I knew they both didn't like the ending, and I was kind of concerned because an ending for a romance book can kind of make or break the whole book for you. So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna like it. My mom had also already read it, but she really enjoyed it and didn't see anything wrong with the ending, so I was kind of like, I don't know where this is going. I saw a Twitter post from Lainey about 3/4 the way through the book, and I was like, I know what the twist is. I know why her and Riley didn't like it. It's not something that personally ever bothers me. I was not at all bothered by it, but I could see why people who don't like this plot device or this plot twist would not like the ending of this book. I actually really liked the ending. It was super sweet and super cute, and it made me just like smile so happily. Love these characters. They were both so sweet and so kind and like genuinely good people. Neither of them were super distant or rude. They had like this beautiful friendship. I typically read so many like brooding, aggressive, assertive like a relationships where somebody doesn't like somebody else or they both don't like each other, and so it was kind of refreshing to just read a romance where they're both like just genuinely nice people. They genuinely have feelings for each other. There's nothing like shady or shifty going on about them, and I really, really enjoyed it. The next book I'm going to read is The Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang. One of like the most talked about romance novels of the year. I've seen this everywhere. It should be a great time. Ooh, perfect time for a reading update. I was right on track. So I read a total of like 330-ish pages today because I read 306 pages from Josh and Hazel and then about 20 pages from the Duchess deal. So I read like almost 330 pages today, which is crazy. But that is all that I have for you today. If I read anything from The Kiss Quotient, I'll tell you about it tomorrow in the morning. Let's go. All the way. All the way. Keep going. Keep going. Seems like an excessive amount of blankets to be sleeping with. I think he literally has all 3 of them on only half his body. I got myself a little bit different of a breakfast this morning. I have a Pop-Tart. I'm actually all out of yogurt, so I can't have toast and yogurt. And toast by itself is just not quite filling. Not that a Pop-Tart is exactly filling either, and I'm breaking so many rules right now, and I'm gonna eat this in my room. Don't tell Tony. Oh, Libby's looking out the window at me. Bye, Libby. Oh my God, that makes me so sad. she was crying at me while I was getting ready and I couldn't figure out what she wanted. I gave her more food because the bowls were empty, but that didn't seem to like satisfy whatever it was that she wanted. And now she's just watched me leave. I started my 3rd book of the readathon. I'm currently reading The Kiss Quotient. I told you that last night, but I'm actually like a dent into it. I'm on page like 60-ish. I was hoping to get a little bit more reading in, but I got called into work about an hour early because apparently one of my coworkers is dying. So she wants to leave. I'm really enjoying The Kiss Quotient. Like, I really like the 2 main characters. It's told from both Michael and Stella's perspectives, and I've never read a book about a character with autism before. Ah! I almost ran over a squirrel. I was really enjoying a look into her mind and like her thought process and how she handles everyday situations that like we take for granted, that we find so easy, and her routines. And I'm excited to like read more about that as the book progresses. It's like it's a learning experience, and I don't know, I really like her as a main character, and then I really like her and Michael's interactions together so far. They're highly entertaining. Look at my sweet girls. Oh, Libby. Guess I'm eating by myself because he looks to be occupied currently. I'm on my way to my friend's house because we are going to see some Christmas lights. You can't see me, I'm so sorry, but we're going to see some Christmas lights. I'm running late. Who's surprised? Nobody. Read a decent chunk of The Kiss Quotient so far today. I think I'm past page 100. I'm like sitting at 110 maybe, like 120-ish. Somewhere in that region, and I am really still enjoying it. It's blurbed by Christina Lauren, so obviously I'm gonna love it because I love them. Neville, hi. Hi, oh, you're so handsome. Are you so handsome? Look at this fluffer tail. Neville, hi. Come here.
How are these?
Oh,
yum.
I bet they're really yum.
Very delicious.
Kona.
Kona. Oh.
Hi, sweet girl. Oh, you're so pretty. Good evening, friends. I just got home from the lights show at the Arboretum. It's a little after 11 o'clock, and I'm going to read some of The Kiss Quotient before I go to bed. I do have a hair appointment in the morning, so I have to get up relatively early for that, and then I have the ugly Christmas sweater bar crawl. I can't imagine being out at a bar from 2 p.m. till 2 a.m. That sounds so exhausting. Morning, friends. It is Saturday. It is the 6th day of the readathon. I'm about to eat some breakfast. I have cereal today. A hair appointment. It's 8:30. Oh my god, it's 8:30. Didn't update you guys last night. I had a really good time at the light show. Funny story. We stopped at like a concession stand and got some drinks. I got a hot chocolate with peppermint schnapps in it, and like it was already made, and he went to go hand it to me, and then he was like, "Are you driving today?" And I was like, "No." And then he took the schnapps bottle and like dumped a crap ton of more schnapps and like added at least a full another shot. So I had a very strong drink. It was delicious. After the one drink, I felt it, and it was a very tiny hot chocolate, and there was probably half alcohol in it and half hot chocolate. You see her? She's playing with her food. This is like her favorite toy in the whole world. There's food pieces all over my floor underneath this kitchen table because of this exact thing. Why is that how you've chosen to drink out of there? You're weird. So, I am now on my way to my hair appointment. If you were wondering if I was running late, the answer would be yes, and you would be correct. I was just so engrossed in The Kiss Quotient that I didn't want to put it down to get up to get ready. I have a really hard time when I'm like invested fully in a book, getting up and walking away from it. Would have probably stayed in bed and read that book all day long had I not had somewhere to be. Michael and Stella are adorable. I love them together. I love this dynamic, and it happened in Josh and Hazel, and it happened in the Duchess deal. So it's been a good reading week for this particular dynamic. Love when people are in a relationship, whether it be a fake relationship or a friendship or whatever, and it's very clearly obvious that they have feelings for each other, but they just won't act on it. And so there becomes like all this sexual tension and all of this like
just tenderness, and I love it. I love when characters just won't admit their feelings for each other because they don't think the other person is reciprocating the same feelings. It just, I don't know, it pulls at my heartstrings. It makes me all like fuzzy inside. My glasses are fogged up and it's hard to see. It happened in all 3 books I've read so far this week. Odie! Clearly I'm at my mom's house now. She asked me to come over because she wants to go Christmas shopping, so I guess I'm doing that now. At the moment, I probably need to answer this. I'm upset right now. I asked her if I could make one of these frozen dinners for lunch because I'm really hungry. And I was stirring it. I'm like, this sauce looks a little weird. So I look at the box. It expired in October. So I guess I'm not eating it. Okay, back to square one. I'm making this one instead. The creamy basil chicken with tortellini. It looks like my mom's is super busy with wrapping presents for Christmas because there are tons. Like all over the floor over here. Look at this wrapping paper I picked out. Can you tell that I picked it out? It has cats all over it. Oh, it is so cute. She asked me to come over and go Christmas shopping with her and she's not even ready. I walk in and she's like, oh, you're here. It's gonna take me 40 minutes to get ready. So in those 40 minutes, I'm gonna eat my lunch. And I'm so glad I brought this because I'm gonna read my book. Odie? Dude. Sir. We are in the car again. There hasn't been a whole lot of reading. Right now, I am on the way to the bar. I was supposed to be out bar crawling at 2:30. It is 8 o'clock at night. I'm a little late because my mom roped me into the Christmas shopping extravaganza that I did not vlog any of. I'm going to go meet them. They're all at their last bar, so they're all very, very intoxicated at this point. You're being annoying. Yes, you are. Is it because you want this? My dad is bringing over our mattress. Oh, my mattress from their house this morning. There is now mud all over my carpet. I also have to go walk to the bar and get my car. My friends, I think, were trying to kill me yesterday. I was at the bar for a total of like 3.5 hours. Y'all, I don't even know what I consumed in 3.5 hours, but it was way over what I should have been. That was a lot of partying that happened in a very short period of time. I'm supposed to go to my mom's house today. She wants to do a cookie baking day, which we could do cookie baking every year. I don't really feel like baking cookies because I'd rather just read. But I have to go over there at some point for that. I'm gonna go read in my bed because I'm cold. Oh my god, why am I so cute? Why is it so hot in this car right now? So, oh, it's really warm outside actually. Maybe that's why. Picking up from the bar so that I can go to my mom's house. I'm like almost done with the kiss quotient, so I'll talk to you about that a little bit later.
So tired. Sharing a bed with you is no picnic. And when are you gonna trim those toenails? I had a dream I was fighting Wolverine. Oh, a dream about Hugh Jackman. I'm so sorry.
Mom and I are watching Fuller House right now, but earlier I finished The Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang, and I loved this. I have had so many good reads this week. I know I've only had a couple, but they've been like all really good. And I am going to start a little bit of Hate to Want You by Alicia Rai. I don't think I'm going to finish this whole thing tonight. Actually, I know I won't finish this whole thing tonight, but tonight. Won't finish this whole thing tonight. Really excited to read this. I love hate to love kind of romances, and that's what this is. So I have a feeling this will be a quick read for me. The Kiss Quotient was incredible. I really like the sexy, witty banter. I really like the two main characters' relationship. I really liked Stella's character. I just found it so fascinating to like learn about her processes and like how she views the world and how she navigates everyday situations. So I thought that they had like such a steamy romance. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. The only reason I didn't give it a full 5 stars is because I was like comparatively thinking about this to Josh and Hazel, which I gave 5 stars, and I don't know if I liked it as much as Josh and Hazel. But it was just still so good. I'm very much anticipating her new book coming out next year. It's out in May. So I'm gonna definitely have to add that to my list for next year. We're gonna get some ice cream today. Hopefully they have the peppermint holiday stuff because that's really what I want.